In 2018, a 21-year-old man named Jake Patterson was on his way to work at a cheese factory in Wisconsin. He had only been working there for a short time. He was just a typical guy leading a typical life in Wisconsin. On his way to work one day, he found himself stopped behind the school bus as middle school kids got on, and that's when he saw her. A blonde-haired, green-eyed girl named Jayme Closs. Jayme would become the target of his unthinkable plans. As he watched Jayme board the bus, a sudden realization struck him. She was the one for his sinister plan. Right then and there, sitting behind the wheel of his car, he knew he had found his victim. It's important to note that Jake had no criminal history up until this point. But in that moment, he began hatching a detailed plan to abduct Jayme. Let's dive into Jake's chilling plan. He chose his father's Mossberg 12-gauge shotgun because this was a commonly purchased weapon, and he believed this weapon would be more difficult to trace. He also made sure to remove any trace evidence, shaving his head and beard to eliminate the possibility of leaving any hairs behind. He even went as far as purchasing a machete and a mask from Walmart to conceal his identity. He was meticulous in his preparation, buying gloves and wiping them clean to avoid leaving any fingerprints behind. He also chose steel-toed boots, dark jeans, and a dark jacket also to blend in and not draw any attention to himself. To ensure his plan went smoothly, Jake disabled the trunk release button inside his car as he intended to keep Jayme locked in the trunk of his vehicle. He was covering all of his bases, but this was just the beginning. Jake made 2 failed attempts at abducting Jayme before he finally succeeded on October 15, 2018. Under the cover of darkness, he pulled into the Closs family's driveway, the headlights of his vehicle turned off, and inside the modest home, Jayme was sleeping with her dog Molly. Molly's barking woke Jayme up, and she quickly realized something was wrong. She fled to her parents' room, where her father James went to the front door with a flashlight, suspecting a potential home invasion. Meanwhile, Jayme and her mother Denise sought refuge in the bathroom. They barricaded the door with a dresser and hid inside of the bathtub. Sensing the danger that lurked outside, Jayme approached the front door thinking the person knocking might be the police. However, as he peered through a small window on the door and asked to see a badge, Jake raised his shotgun, pointed it at the door, and shot through the glass, instantly killing James. Back in the bathroom, Jayme heard the blast, and she knew her father was dead. Jayme and her mother, terrified, took shelter while Denise made an emergency call to 911. Inside the bathroom, Jake attempted to break down the door, but it took numerous blows before he finally split it open. He entered the bathroom, tore down the shower curtain, and found Denise protecting her daughter Jayme. He forced Denise to tape Jayme's mouth and hands, but Denise courageously refused. Ignoring Denise's bravery, Jake took matters into his own hands. He pushed Denise aside, taped Jayme himself, and then hoisted her out of the tub at gunpoint. He then directed the barrel of his shotgun at Denise, turned away, and pulled the trigger, ending her life. With Jayme in his custody, Jake carried her to his car, placed her in the trunk, and then drove away. Just seconds after leaving the scene, he noticed the approaching police cars, the sirens fading as he made his escape. He was in and out in under 4 minutes. Jake drove the 70 miles to his house, where he would keep Jayme prisoner for the next 3 months. The entire community, along with investigators, searched tirelessly for Jayme. It seemed hopeless, as cases like these rarely have happy endings. But unbeknownst to everyone, Jayme was alive. She was being held captive in Jake Patterson's cluttered house deep in the woods. During her captivity, Jayme endured stretches of 8, 10, or even 12 hours under the bed without food, without water, or going to bathroom, having bathroom breaks. She was neglected, forgotten about, and barricaded in his spare bedroom, just like a forgotten old toy. Jake held a stranglehold on her, though, warning her of dire consequences if she tried to escape. And given that Jayme had witnessed him kill her parents, she knew he was not bluffing and 100% capable of doing this. Over time, Jake grew increasingly confident that he had gotten away clean with his crime. He even had guests over for parties, to include game nights, but instructing Jayme to remain quiet and hidden, perpetuating her isolation. But on one particular day, Jayme decided she wouldn't be held captive any longer. Taking advantage of a small moment of freedom, when Jake left the house, she pushed aside the barricade, put on his oversized shoes, and made a daring dash into freedom. Fortunately, Jayme encountered Jeannie Nutter, who was instantly sensing something wrong. Then she recognized Jayme from the missing person posters and seeing her on the news, and immediately took action, calling the police. Jayme's captor, Jake, returned home to find her gone and footprints leading away from his home. He went searching for her, but the police caught him, and shortly after he was arrested. Jake Patterson was apprehended without resistance and later sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. To this day, the motive behind his actions remains a disturbing mystery. It's difficult for us to comprehend how a stranger could randomly target an innocent child and commit such heinous acts, and hold her captive without any prior indication of criminal tendencies at all. Cases like these challenge our understanding of human behavior. Despite the horror Jayme endured, she finally found her way back to safety. Her strength and resilience and the community's determination to find her are a testament to the power of hope and resiliency in the face of unimaginable evil. Thank you for joining me for this presentation. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more intriguing mysteries.